What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are doing the 71st installment of Retro Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing my Gemini Jets 2 1-400 scale United Airlines Boeing 767-300 in the Saul Bass livery. This is one of a select few Black Friday acquisitions that I have in my collection, and the select few that I have come from the most recent Black Friday in 2024. So the story behind how I got this was I was looking through all the model airplane retailers and seeing what Black Friday sales they had, and I picked up models from two retailers, Squatchy's Diecast Hanger and Jet Collector. And at the latter, they were having a 15% off sale on all in-stock stuff, so it didn't matter what it was, with a few exceptions. You know, like pre-orders, they typically don't get those sales because of obvious reasons. And within the Black Friday sale that they had this clearance section of just old stock that was just sitting there and they were just trying to get rid of. And a lot of it didn't interest me because it's a lot of models that, you know, many people don't really care about. But within this was this United 763 Saul Bass, and it was just $15. And I was already going to get another model from them, which ended up being the Lufthansa A350 in the new livery, also by Gemini Jets. So I decided to get this to save me a few bucks on shipping across both models, and it worked out. Awesome retro model, and I certainly love the United Saul Bass, so figured I'd take another edition, especially after only being a few months removed from adding the 757 Saul Bass, which I did do a retro review on as well. So here's the box, standard Gemini Jets 2 box for the time with the silver gray design. Limited edition, a die-cast model, 1-400 scale. Image of the model, and then we have the United logo, which is the blue tulip logo for the time. Boeing 767-300, made for collectors by collectors. Gemini Jets 2 logo, and the Boeing license disclaimer. And then inside, there's the plastic cradle, which is in great condition for the time. And then there is the pamphlet with all the aircraft information, which, as always, we'll take a look at the real-life aircraft's history at the end of the video. There's the bottom of the box, which includes the registration. Right side, Gemini Jets 2 logo, image of the plane, airline logo, aircraft logo. Item number is GJUAL 448. There's the top of the box, and then the right side and the back side. Labeled as a 2003 release, but officially marked as a March 2004 release. So this model is just as old as I am. How wonderful. Now 21 years of age. So let's take a look at this model. And this is very similar to the two Delta 763s I have, which is on the same mold, which I think came from a Tucano line, because it has rubber tires as opposed to the normal die-cast, which was the standard for other Gemini Jets models at the time. But the mold itself is really nice. I love the proportions on it and everything. It's really good for the time, but obviously it doesn't hold a candle to some of the existing molds that we have in 2025. But at any rate, we'll go ahead and take a look at the reviews. Something's going on with my paper there. I need to fix that. I'll try to move it back just to complement that. So here is the nose cone. We'll start off up here. Then we have the cockpit windows and also a little fleet code down there, which is 6347, along with the ETOP certification sticker. Then there's the L1 boarding door with the nose gear as well. And again, the wheels are rubber, so they don't really roll all that much. They'll kind of flatten out if you roll them along the surface. Then there's the United Saul Bass titles along with the tulip, which is a little slanted. The printing's not exactly like aligned perfectly with that tulip, but maybe that's how it was, or just a little printing error, but not too major. There's the engines down there, which are just plain white. There's the overwing exits, and then it takes you back to the rest of the economy cabin, or coach cabin as they would have called it at the time. Registration with the American flag up there, November 647 Uniform Alpha. There's the rear boarding door, and then the very lovely United tail. Love the red and blue. Nice contrast between the two different colors for United. On the right side of the aircraft, not too much to report on, just a luggage door underneath there. There's also one back here. But the same details remain the same over here. As always, the progress is progress and all that fun stuff, but you get what I mean. Underneath, we have the Gemini Jets logo and the stand hole, which actually fits on Dragon Wing stands. I showed it when I unboxed this in the massive unboxing for Black Friday, so if you want to see me demonstrate that, you can check out that video. But the Dragon Wing stand does fit in here, and not the standard Gemini Jets one, so that's pretty interesting. And on the top of the aircraft, you got a couple printed details and some O-ring exits featured. Awesome retro model from Gemini Jets back in the day, and to get it for only $15 is a great deal. Even though that we do have manufacturers like Phoenix that just released theirs a few months ago now. So I could have gotten that on a better mold for retail price, but for 15 bucks, this is way too easy to get. If you pass up on this, then you're kind of in the wrong for doing that. So that's why I got it, and a couple of my other friends also got it when they heard of it as well when I was telling them about this. But now let's take a look at the real-life aircraft's history. This aircraft first flew on March 20th of 1992, and she was delivered to United the next month, and that's where she's been at for her whole life. She wore the Saul Bass, which of course is depicted on the model, and then she was repainted into the subsequent liveries up to the Unicon, the merger livery. She wore Battleship Gray, which was painted onto her sometime in the latter half of the 1990s. She got the Blue Tulip livery in March of 2005, sometime around there. And then the Unicon, she got that livery sometime in mid-2011. She was then fitted with winglets in the summer of 2018. And that's how the aircraft has been ever since, as she remains active with United. And as I record this, she's currently being flown out of Houston, mainly down to South America, to places like Santiago, Lima. She also does some Germany, Europe flights as well to like Munich, and also to Rio de Janeiro, as well in South America. So I'm sure she flies around to the different hubs like San Francisco, Newark, etc., even like Chicago even, because I know they've gotten some up there as well. So whether or not she'll be repainted in the Evo Blue livery, I can't say, but hopefully she does, because that would be awesome to have an aircraft in the Evo Blue livery that also wore the Saul Bass from the 90s. But she's getting pretty old. Maybe they don't have plans to repaint her before they retire her, but we'll see what happens. And that will do it for this episode of Retro Reviews. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.